Good morning.
Good morning.
I was just naps today. Hi guys, hey girl, hey. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your girl Simon or whatever. You already motherfucking know. And today we're just gonna be doing a nice, quick, and easy chit chat. Get ready with me. The topic of conversation, sis, is relationships, of course. So let's get right into it. Alrighty, so y'all already know I'm starting off with my props. But relationships. Oh, goodness gracious. This topic here, relationships are a lot. They are a lot. And I feel like in today's society, there is so much pressure to be in one. I feel like the pressure has definitely went down over the years though, because I'm a 90s baby. But back then, hell yeah, you gotta be in a relationship. You gotta have a boyfriend. I don't know if that's the same for now for kids in school and stuff like that. But yeah, no. Back then, if your girlfriend is in a relationship, you gotta be in a relationship. And most of the time, they always had a boyfriend, you know. But me, with my loner ass, I was always the girl that guys would rather be friends with than in a relationship with because I was the guy friend. And you know, back then I felt so insulted by that, but then again, I was cool with it because I saw the bullshits and trials and tribulations that my friends were going through, and I was just like, oh, sucks to suck, guys. Like, that's not gonna be me anytime soon. But nah, it definitely did suck though, because even if a guy did talk to me, I wasn't the only one that he was talking to and shit. And I was just like, why you gotta talk to this other girl? Like, I am one of a kind. Like, what the fuck do you mean? You know? But honestly, relationships are not that great. When you're young and you're growing up, like, and there's all this pressure to be in a relationship and crap, relationships are really not that great. Like, they really aren't. They really aren't. The guys ain't nothing. Y'all gonna end up breaking up during summer break anyways. We should be closer than friends. If you OPN, engaging you's on my agenda. Request my chariot to get ya. The door's OPN. And then you end up being stressed out over nothing for nothing. Because I feel like relationships when you're growing up as a kid, like, they're just more like nothing, a bunch of nothingness, than when you get older and you start dating and stuff like that, you know? Like, don't get me wrong. I think that relationships when you're younger are great for like buffering you and getting you prepared for the bigger FNs when you get older. Because I feel like that's when things really start to pop off, you know? People's really start to get pregnant, STDs really start to spread, and the whole nine. Like, when you're young, that's when all the turtlets start having sex and stuff. That's when they start exploring and getting into their body parts and stuff like that. But I feel like relationships now are definitely way different. Like, way different. Yes, sometimes you still have the same childish stuff going on from people that you want to be in relationships with and stuff like that. But I feel like this is the time where a lot of people are crunching down on themselves and being like, all right, I need to find my future husband. And because of that, I feel like people are putting way more pressure on themselves that need be, you know? Like, I feel like God puts people into your life for a reason. You know, sometimes there are lessons that needed to be learned. There was a lesson that needed to be learned. Sometimes it's just to help you grow and help mold you into someone more beautiful, it's more strong and way better all around, you know? I'm gonna take my Huda Beauty palette. But yeah, sometimes it can suck balls. But I feel like you just gotta trust the process and go with the flow of certain things because you can't control everything in life, you know? And some things will happen to you that are unexplainable, especially when it comes to relationships, some things that you don't even understand. But what I've learned growing up and moving forward into what I want in a relationship is you gotta have self-love first. Like, if you don't have self-love, then you really can't be in a relationship. Because if you're in a relationship and you don't have self-love, how can you love someone else? Or how can you even be happy in that relationship? Because I feel like any number of things can go wrong in relationships. There are so many different situations where there were abuse mentally, physically, or emotionally. And I feel like how you learn to not tolerate things like that. I'm going into musk. To not tolerate things like that is if you learn your wealth and your worth. And know that, sis, you are valuable and you don't gotta take no shit from no man or woman. Okay? You don't gotta take none of that. And also, I feel like if you have self-love before you get into a relationship, you teach yourself that, yeah, I love this person. Yeah, this person has been in my life for XYZ and blah, 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 blah. I don't want to leave them because history. History always repeats itself. That's something that you have to realize. And I feel like you can't base it on history. You really can't. You really cannot. But if you realize that there is way more efficiency and there's somebody that will treat you like a queen because that is what you deserve, you won't put up with stuff like that, you know? Going into Amber, I feel like it's just the base of all of the problems in relationships. Sometimes it's money, because financially you want to be stable, especially when you get older with this person. And I feel like if they're financially unstable, it gets harder for you to even see yourself in a relationship with this person or having a future with this person. But as far as self-love goes, I feel like that definitely teaches you what you should be putting up with and what you should not be putting up with. But I really think that that comes from being a seasoned dater, I guess, being someone that has dated around and stuff and been in different types of relationships and stuff like that. And sometimes it does not take girls that many relationships to even figure out what they want for themselves and stuff like that, you know? Like, I feel like you have to be independent. You have to show him that you don't need him, okay? He's here because you allowing him to be here, okay? Because at the end of the day, we don't need a relationship. If you love yourself and you know your worth, you really don't need it. If you want one, that's cool. Because wanting a relationship and then feeling like you need one is two different things. I feel like growing up, when you're watching all your friends get into relationships and stuff like that, and you're feeling the pressure, and then you're just like, oh my gosh, I need to get into a relationship with freaking Bartholomew over there because all my friends are in one, and then I can relate to what they're saying and stuff like that, and I can be a part of this conversation now. You know, that's when I feel like everyone felt like they needed a relationship. But I feel like once you get older, it's a choice. It's a choice. Like, you can either feel like you need one or you just want one, you know? Because there's nothing wrong with companionship. I feel like everyone should have companionship. No matter what sexuality, no matter who you are. I feel like everyone needs companionship. Saffron! I really hope I'm saying that right because I've been... Girl. But yeah, I believe that everyone needs companionship. Well, not everyone needs it, but if you want companionship, there's a good reason. Like, you gotta be honest with yourself. Like, who wants to sit around and be lonely all the time, you know? I get it if you've been in terrible situations and the whole nine, you know? But I feel like something has had to happen to you to where as though you're just like, nah, I'm cool, which is perfectly fine. Or you just focusing on yourself, which is magnificent because yourself should come first before all this bullsiggity, you know? But if you're looking for it, that's cool. But you just gotta remember your worth. I feel like you shouldn't be, no one should be like super duper desperate going into OUD. Super duper desperate to get into a relationship because they ain't all that, you know, they ain't all great. You know, you gotta worry about you and one other person and all the time, and it's just so much. You gotta take into account other people's feelings. When you're single, you don't gotta take into account nobody's feelings. You can go out and do what the hell you want to do. Not saying that you can't do that if you're in a relationship, but some people filter themselves when they're in relationships because they feel like it's more respectful and stuff like that. And I understand. But I don't know. I just feel like I'm the type of person that needs someone that I can be myself around. And I feel like if there's like heck of judgment whenever you want to do something that you've been doing before this person was even in your life, then you need to check them because sis, I feel like that's a form of mind control. That's a form of them wanting to have the power. And it's not just guys, women too. This is the brush that I used for my jelly a couple videos ago. Yeah, I'm dirty. I don't care. Leave me alone. I'm not dirty. I just don't feel like washing it. And go into retrograde. Yeah, it's like, it looks pink on camera, but it's like not. I don't even know. I'm going to take this little fluffy brush and I'm gonna go into Twilight. Right, I'm gonna wet my brush again. Alright, now we gotta clean up around the edges. We should be closer than friends. Alright, we're just gonna move on to our face. Maybelline Fit Me Foundation in 360. I feel like you'll know when you're in like a banging a cash relationship when the person that you're with is kind of like your best friend. Like, I know that sounds so cliche, but it's so true. Like, they know your ins and outs. They know you. They know what you like. You guys can literally laugh your gut bellies off to any and everything, you know? And they understand you. And when things go awry, they look at things from your perspective. And they stick by you through thick and thin. And I feel like looking at things from the other person's perspective is kind of a big thing in relationships because a lot of the time I feel like fights continue, or no, yeah, they continue, or sometimes even happens because people are not willing to look at the situation through your significant other's view. And honestly, Too Faced, Born This Way, Concealer, and Chestnut, honestly, that can be considered to be selfish. Like low key, maybe even high key. Like you can be called selfish because of something like that. Because I feel like you're just in your feels and you don't want to open up your mind to the possibility of feeling any other way because it's you and you're not taking your significant other's feelings into consideration. And I feel like that's a big part of relationships as well. Even though they do say that the biggest reason some people break up is because of financial reasons and stuff, you know? Which is understandable. But I feel like if y'all have that mentality of we're at war together, we're doing this together, you know, like it's not just a I anymore, because now you're not an individual, you're with someone, then that's something that you can definitely get through, get over, get past once you guys are financially stable. But honestly, who needs relationships anyway? Like, I feel like, once again, if you want one, girl, come get you one. But don't ever feel like you need one. But I feel like if you do get into a relationship, depending on who it is, because there's some scumbags out there. I'm going to use my airspun powder. But yeah, if you have a good one, and you know you have a good one, you know, I feel like you should be going into it with the mentality of, you know, I want this to be my last one, especially if you found a banger, if you found a good one, if you found a keeper, lock, and key bis. I feel like you should go into that with, this is my forever. This is gonna last. Whatever we gonna go through it together. Like, we are in this full-fledged. This is us, okay? No one else, no one can penetrate this, no one can touch this. You know what I'm saying? I feel like having that mentality, for me, like, it's not only a good mentality to have, especially if you found someone that literally checks off yo dang on list. Even if they only missing like one thing, you know, you can help that person get that one thing, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, like, it gives you a different viewpoint when you go into that relationship. Does that make sense? I feel like it gives you a different viewpoint, a different way of looking at things. I feel like that's when you'll start compromising more if you felt like you weren't doing it a lot in your old relationship and, you know, you want to try and change because, well, this is the person of your dreams, this is the person you've been looking for. Then if you go in with that mentality, it's just like a bajillion times easier for you to change the way that you view things, to change the way that you look at things. I feel like it's my project. If there's things that you know that you have to work on before you get into a relationship, especially like mentally, I feel like that's something that you should definitely try and get taken care of before you look for a relationship. Because I don't know, it, like, certain mental things, I just feel like it's unfair for you to, I'm not trying to say be a burden, but kind of like drag someone else into that, because you might be stressing them out and you don't even know it, you know? But you love them, they love you, but, you know, you're not making it easy for them. because of what you're going through, because of problems that you didn't take care of before you decided to get into a relationship. But yeah, no, compromise is one of the biggest things that you have to learn how to do in a relationship. Like, even if you don't know how to compromise when you first get into a relationship, I feel like that's definitely something that should be on your learning how to do list while being in a relationship. And I feel like while you're in a relationship, you know, you should not have a problem with telling your significant other things about you that you feel that you need to work on, and tell them that you are working on them. And if they feel some type of way or feel that you're not reciprocating what you're saying that you want to do, you know, then you should take that constructive criticism. Shimorista. But yeah, because I feel like if it's someone that loves you, they're not just going to tell you. If it's someone that loves you and wants the best for you, they're not just going to like tell you things to upset you or anything like that, you know? They are not just going to say things to you to try and get you down and try and get you out of character. If they love you and if they want the best for you. And I feel like you know who that person is. Even if you love them and you're trying to, you know, oh, well, they're such and such way because of such and such, you still know if that person is right for you or not. Because if that person is right for you, you're not going to have a doubt in your mind, in the forefront or front or back. So yeah, like, you'll know. Because some of us think that certain things are love, but I feel like all in all, we know for damn sure what real love is and what real love ain't. When you know it's real, you'll never have to question it, you know? Like, you know it, you feel it in your heart, you feel it in your soul, you know that this person is your rider. Your rider-dada. Your rider-dada. Alright, really quickly, I'm gonna go grab my lashes. But yeah, if y'all also always have questions, like, for yourself, like, why am I even talking to this person? Or you're doubting yourself for even being in a relationship with them and stuff like that, that's because you know deep down that something's wrong. Something's wrong, and also you don't really want to be with that person, you know? And if that happens, the only thing that I can tell you, sis or mister, is that there's way more fish in the there's way more fish up in the seas. All seven of them. But yeah, don't ever like dumb yourself down for anyone. Don't ever make yourself feel like lesser just because that's how they want you to feel. If it's anything like that, then girl or boy, run. Because I'm going to tell you what we not going to be dealing with in 2019. And that is mental abuse, sweetie. Not today. Not on my watch. Nope. Not gonna happen. Never. Never. Request my chariot to get ya. The doors open. Saffron. Open up. All right, it's time to put on your lashes. All right, I'm gonna take my CoverGirl Ink It liner. Y'all already know this my best or whatever. All right, so last but not least, of course, we still gotta do our lips or whatever. We're gonna go ahead and inner corner highlight. Y'all nose ever just randomly runs? Oh my gosh. some brown with some Carmex. Okay.
I'm trying to put your heart together, found it broken up. Going up and smoking up. Make sure the children in the house, she's inappropriate. The way she's approaching us, I disassociate.
Alrighty, my lovelies. This is the finished look one of them. Y'all, my lashes are popping, okay? Get you some. Well, you can't yet, but it's okay. We're gonna get it together. But yeah, I hope you guys, I don't think I'm gonna be doing anything with my hair today. But I hope you guys enjoyed this little chit chat. Get ready with me about relationships and advice and stuff like that. Because, girl, if you don't want to be in a relationship, don't be in a relationship. Do not let society pressure you into anything, period, okay? You be your own boyfriend or girlfriend. Because, gotta hear, you don't need nobody, okay? Okay. And know your self-worth and self-love. But yes, thank you guys so much. Do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that bell notification so that y'all can get notified every time I drop a new video, whatever. But yeah, thank you guys so much. Bye.